Hey guys. Wow, this lighting is bizarre. Um, okay. I'm making a video real quick, kind of, about my college experiences. Not like personal stuff or anything, but how I went through schooling at 3 different places and how it sculpted my opinion of college now. I'm going to say up front, this is probably going to be kind of a long video, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing, that's totally fine, of course. If you want to talk about your college experiences, please do make a video response or post comments below or talk to me on Twitter, I don't care. And if you had a great experience at college, I'm really happy for you. Good, I'm so glad that you did. I had a lousy experience. And personally, I've been disillusioned by my time there, and I think that college is kind of useless and pointless, and I don't support going. All my life I got straight A's. I worked really hard in school. I always thought the school was really important. And in high school, I of course thought, okay, graduate high school, go to college, get a job doing what I want to do, but college was always in the equation. I never considered not going. So I applied for 5 different places, one of them being a private college called Green Mountain College, which is in Vermont, and that is the only place that accepted me. I don't really know why. I had really good SAT scores and decent enough grades that I feel I should have been accepted in other places, but I wasn't, and that's fine. So I went to Green Mountain, which I think is $40,000 a year. I had most of it covered by a scholarship or something. I don't know, financial aid, whatever. So I didn't have to pay most of it, which I was grateful for. I was there for 1 semester. I only took 4 classes and actually dropped one of them because it was a 3rd-year class and no one told me, and it was just way over my head. Ethical theory. It was interesting, but I couldn't take it in. I probably couldn't take it in now. So my classes that I had to take were Images of Nature, which was kind of an introductory writing class, but it was about nature, you know. I mean, this school is a green school, and I suppose I should have realized that from the name Green Mountain College, but it really didn't occur to me that it would be that environmentally focused. And if you know me at all, I so don't care about the environment. I'm sorry, I know that's awful, but I don't care. I would rather be inside and on my computer, and I just, whatever. So, I didn't expect it to be as green focused as it was, and it was like a hippie school. I mean, there were people doing drugs all over the place and drinking, whatever, and you can smell it everywhere. And I hated that. People didn't shave, and oh, it was gross to me. Luckily, my roommate was awesome and was a lot like me, and she liked to be clean. But yeah, this is more about the schooling than the people. Images of Nature I thought was a useless class. So stupid. First of all, it was basic writing. It was like journal writing. And we did 1 research paper. And we had to talk about these books that we were supposed to read during the semester, but come on, I never read any of them. I tried. I really tried. I just couldn't. They were so bad. I couldn't do it. And another class that I took was like literary analysis or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but it was something like that, where we would read like a poem or a short story and we would talk about the themes and whatever. I hated that class. The teacher was awesome, but I didn't like the class. And the 3rd class was Brit Lit. And this is, I was an English major, of course, because I'm a writer, so yeah. They didn't have a writing major there, so I was like, alright, well, English is the 2nd best thing. I'll take that. These are all classes that are required for an English major. I took Brit Lit in either sophomore or junior year of high school. Okay, so at least 2 years before I was at GMC, I had already taken Brit Lit. And this Brit Lit class was exactly the same. We studied maybe one other thing than what we studied in high school, but everything else was the same. It was just reading the same things over, and I refuse to do that. I think that's a huge waste of time, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that. So I cut that class a lot, or would sit in class and just not pay attention. It was stupid to me to have to do that again. And I told them I already took a Brit Lit class, but because it was a high school class, it doesn't matter. Dumb. So I was there for one semester. I hated it, and I left. I took the next semester, which would be the winter one, or winter and spring, whatever, off. I was off until August. And it's during that time that I wrote my script for my original show that I've talked about a couple times. So I at least got something done while I was out of school. That's how my mom rationalized it. She really wanted us to go to school, to college. But she was okay with me having that semester off because I wrote during it. The next semester, in August, I went to a local school called SUNY ACC. It's a community college, and it's really inexpensive, and it was really good. I mean, I actually enjoyed myself there. I don't remember all the classes that I took, honestly. This was a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I think it was a year ago. But I started as a criminal justice major because there was a lot that I wanted to learn for writing purposes. I wanted to know, laws and how to book someone and forensic stuff and all this factual stuff I wanted to know. So I thought, what better way to do it than to take this criminal justice course, these classes for this major, and that way I can learn from experts. One class was really good. Really great. It was taught by an ex-detective who was a freaking hilarious guy. The other class that I took that was required for the major was so awful and taught straight out of the book. I mean, if you didn't attend the class and you just read the book, you would have learned the exact same thing that you would if you attended the class. Of course, we had to attend because he took attendance and marked off if you missed too many days, but he just taught directly from the book. It was so dumb. So I never felt the need to pay attention in that class because I could just read it later. Another class I had to take during that time was Writing in the Sciences, which was, again, an introductory writing class that, like, all freshmen have to take. Actually, they had, 5 different writing and the classes, and you could pick whichever one you wanted. And I thought Writing in the Sciences sounded the most interesting. I was thinking, you would learn scientific terms and, medical terms and, I don't know, learn about poisons and biological stuff and apply it to writing. But no. This class was an environmental class, and it was the first year that they decided to do that. So I left environmental school and wound up being forced to take an environmental class, and I was miserable. I hated that class so much. No one in that class knew how to write a research paper, and that's not me being mean. They seriously didn't know how to do it. We had to go over it in class a few times because so many people couldn't write a research paper, and I was so disgusted. I'm sorry, but we have been writing research papers since 8th grade, maybe 7th grade. You should know how to write a research paper by the time you get to college, and if you don't, get out. I don't even want to see you. Oh my god, it made me so mad. So, I hated that class. And I usually read or worked on stories when I was in that class. And my teacher looked like Michael Chiklis. So he should be an impersonator, Mr. I forget your name. If you're watching this, I don't think you are, but yeah. I know there's another class I had to take, but I can't remember what it was. So after that semester, I was like, screw this. This is stupid. there were a bunch of classes I wanted to take for criminal justice, but you have to take a bunch of prereqs, and they were all ones that I didn't want to take, and I was like, well, I'm not going to bother then. So I wanted to sign up for the least restrictive major that you could, and that was liberal arts for humanities and social sciences, I think. So I signed up for that, and it was better this time. Math. Math is the other class I had to take. And it was exactly the same as the class I took in high school. I seriously used old notes from that high school class for this class at ACC. And I never listened in that class. I didn't pay attention to anything. I left early sometimes. I hated that class so much. And I worked on my script while I was in that class. So, yes, next semester I took, like, Chinese, and that was really fun. A journal writing class, like a fiction writing, that was one of the best classes I've ever taken. And it's really because of that class that I started self-publishing, and that, like, kicked off my writing, so I'm glad about that. But I had to take a history class, and I understand the importance of history, and I get that it's important to learn about it, but I really find most of it very boring. I know it's awful, and I'm sorry, but it doesn't do it for me. So I hated that class, and the teacher was a bitch. Oh my god, I hated that teacher. I didn't have my license or car or anyone who could come get me at the time, so I had to take the bus. And the bus would come to pick us up like 10 minutes before that class ended, so I always had to leave early, and the teacher gave me crap for it every single time, even though she knew I had to leave early, because I'd done it before. She always gave me this horrible look, and acted like I'd stabbed her or something, because I had to leave a few minutes early. Oh, I hated her. Oh, okay. Anyway, so that semester ended. I was actually really happy at ACC. It was still fun to go, and despite the required classes, I was enjoying the other classes that I was allowed to take, so I didn't have a problem with it. But then Mom discovered this major at Full Sail University, which is a place we've been looking at for years for Nick, because it's a creative school, a lot of focus on art, and Nick is my brother, and he's an artist, and he's fantastic. So we always thought that he might go there. But they had this new program that was creative writing for, like, television or entertainment or something like that. And I was like, wow, that sounds amazing. I would love to take that. So we signed up for that, and that one was pretty expensive. And it was online learning, because the school is in Florida, and I'm not going to move to Florida. So they offered this as an online major, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. It's simple. I mean, I'm online all the time anyway. It would be very convenient and fun, I thought. But it was not fun. All the classes in the beginning were, again, these stupid prereqs, and I think I had to take Brit Lit a third time for them. And I can't tell you how much I hate Brit Lit now. I never want to take it again. Please don't ever make me. It was an awful, awful experience. I really have nothing positive to say about it. I feel totally cheated and robbed by Full Sail. Sorry, Full Sail, but that's how I feel. They were so difficult to work with, and the deadlines were so fucked up, and it was not the way that I thought it was going to be, the way that they made it seem when we were first looking at the program. They made it seem a lot more, I don't know, independent, I guess. It just wasn't set up the way I feel it should have been. It wasn't structured enough, and it just was poorly done, and I couldn't stand it, and I left again after maybe 2 semesters, and this is 2 semesters of taking basic writing classes, and I still had like 2 more semesters of this bull. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. And this is getting too long, so I have to make a second video.